Oi, KP here with a video. Thought I'd make a new series called GenVids. I'll go into more depth about those in a bit. Just to play out for the rest of this fabulous February. I'm hoping to keep up with posting, although next month will seem to have less just because of the main video I have planned for it. Update videos will also continue once a month, starting next month as well. Anyways, on to this video. The idea of these videos, the GenVids, is to draw and describe about 5 stages of one of my OCs that they've gone through until they've gotten to their design they have now. Because I want to keep this video less than 20 minutes ideally, can't guarantee, each design/stage will only have a few minutes to be described and talked about. So, here we go, on to the first stage. So the first stage is Sally. Sally is my first ever design of Sacora that I can remember anyways. That was her first name I gave her also. I just wanted an S name because she was always supposed to be the serpent. And so she got the dominant letter or whatever. So her brother's name was Sport, even though that's not what it is now. So you can tell it's still an S. Her hair was different. It wasn't purple. It was supposed to be mostly white. She did have eyes. Like most of my drawings of Sacora now, well, not now, but like of her classic style, like a style before that, she didn't have eyes at all, but she did have eyes in this one. I just decided to draw them with her eyes closed. She did have the classic outfit that all the Syrithe children used to have when I first made them. It's like, and her number was number 9 back then, and I think it's still number 9 now. I'm trying to think back. Yeah, I think it's still number 9. Anyways, I'm going in with the color now, and it's like, I only colored it purple so I could see that I got all the white spots out, but she's supposed to have a really white hair, and then I just gave it a slight ombre to it purple, just because. Most of my drawings of her actually aren't colored. That's just what I remember. And then I used basically the same colors as I use normally for her accents. Also, she didn't have any freckles in this stage, which is weird because maybe this was before my freckle phase where I just loved freckles so much, but yeah. So basically, that's number 1, Sally. Number 2. This was a pretty big stage in her development, I think. I drew her often like this, but originally she had headphones on, and that wasn't because that was supposed to be part of her design, but just because I didn't draw ears back then. So I decided to give her ears for this one. You'll see that I decided to do that after I was like, no, headphones look stupid on this. So anyways, I still put something in her hair to make, because it does need a headband look for it to work, so I still put something in her hair, but anyways, so at this point her name was Sacora, which is pretty different. Also, this is the first one I drew, so sorry if it looks kind of weird on the video. And also, that's also why I like changed up what she was wearing to the other outfit that everyone else is wearing. And this is actually one of the ones that inspired me, I think. Actually, the one that inspired me didn't end up in this video. But anyway, so I'm coloring her. This one, I think, is one of the only ones I colored this way, where I colored her skin first. And that's just because I didn't have to put an ombre in her hair. And putting an ombre in the hair is actually really difficult to do without the opacity lock, because, oh boy, you gotta, like, color everything, and you gotta make sure you color it. So, I make sure I color everything whole later, but... So she's like one of the only ones that I can do it without the opacity lock, so I can do her skin first. So she'll be like the only one like this. But again, sorry that she's like in a weird angle. So yeah, that's the Sacora phase. I actually really like this one. She had like tats and stuff that were snakes. It was pretty cool. I think that's inspired the bandage look. Anyways, on to the next one. Next one is the punk look. There was supposed to be another one in here, but I decided to switch it out and then put Sally in the front. Anyway, so the punk look is, I think, first instance of green freckles. Also, she doesn't have snake tats. She has bandages. But, so that's the first instant of bandages I can remember. But she hardly ever had a tail. She usually carried around a snake. So that's what made her different than all the others in the Sacora line. Other than Sally, because Sally didn't have a tail either. So basically, I really like this hairstyle. It's kind of cool. Honestly. Not just saying that because it's kind of similar to mine, but kind of not exactly. But like, you're supposed to be able to see her eyes in this one too, but you don't that much. But yeah, I think this is the one that started the green freckle thing. Because before this, she just had regular freckles and no freckles at all. Also, this is the one where I started coloring her eyes green, and she was actually depicted as a scientist of some kind during her punk phase. So that's that. Okay, now onto the coloring. So you see I started coloring the hair again. That is because she has an ombre. It is not as harsh as some of the other ones, but she definitely has an ombre in there. And I color it with the dark color because it's just easier to see on this gray background. I don't remember if this is when I switched it to gray background. Anyway, so yeah, she doesn't have a super harsh, too white ombre. It does go to white, but it's not half of her hair is white. One of the ones I did that didn't end up in this video, half of her hair was white, and it was just the tips that were. Also, she's supposed to have green on the side, but I just decided not to do that because it looked kind of weird. But anyways, she's supposed to have green there on the side where it's shaved. Don't ask me why, logic. Also, I forgot to blush this one, so just remembered I didn't blush this one. And that was Sacora's punk phase. Alright, on to the next one. This would be the classic Sacora look. This is what I used most when I started Amino. So those of you who know Sacora will recognize this one before you recognize any other one. Most likely, this one and the long-haired one. The most modern one is actually so new that it's so new that most people don't know it yet, so woo, a reveal. Anyway, so this is how she used to be. I tried to make the hair look more puffy, but it just didn't want to turn out that way. So, as you can see, I'm just doing some stuff. Also, this is the first instance of the tiara coming back, but in a different kind of way, other than just a regular tiara kind of look, like classic tiara. It's more of a headband dress tiara. Also, this is one of the harsher ombres that I have to do later on, so that's going to be fun to watch me do. So, as you can see, I'm going to be going in with the hair color first, and I was going to go in with the darkest, but then I was like, that's too dark, so I did that again with another one. And in retrospect, I probably should have just colored the headband thingy in first with the hair, and then that way I would have gotten all the gaps nice and good without having to erase anything. Because I mean, I can color over easy. It's the white spots that bug me the most when I see them in my drawing, even though usually you can't see them because the quality isn't that good in the drawing originally, so you can't tell, but I can tell. So okay, so this is when I start doing the nose blushing, because originally I used to blush noses, and then at some point I stopped blushing noses, and then I started blushing noses again, and I like blushing noses. It's cute. So I blush the nose and the ears sometimes. So that's classic Sacora. On to the long-haired Sacora. Now this is another one that a lot of people are gonna know, just because it's the most recent other than the modern day one that I have now. which is also really similar. Like, you'll see I'm using the same sketch for that one as I'm using for this one, like a base sketch. Also, yes, I forgot to show me doing the base sketch for this one, so you won't get to see that in either part. So yeah, as you can see, I put the headdress thingy on. It lost a piece, even though it's still technically there. Like, if she's not wearing it, there's still 3 parts to it. You just don't see the other one in this drawing for some reason. I don't know. Anyway, so you could tell that I used the dark stuff and it was too dark. So I went with a lighter color. And in this one, like for the classic and this one, the chain, it looks like that, but that's actually how I draw braids now. So instead of it being a chain, it is a braid in the next drawing. And then I have to draw a line to indicate that there is something there. It's just, you don't really see it that well. And here is the drastic ombre. I don't really like this ombre. It's a meh ombre, and that's part of the reason why I changed the length of her hair, so that I could have better ombres. Because, like, there's just too much hair to do a good ombre with this one. Oh, also, this is where that green dress came in. She's the first one to have it, and she will always be the owner of it. Anyways, that is the long-haired Sacora. Now we move on to the modern-day Sacora. So this is Sacora, now and beautiful, right? Anyway, so I used the same base sketch that you didn't get to see me make because I'm stupid and didn't record it. So it's basically the same setup, like her hair, her eyes, like everything is basically the same except the length of her hair and a few small details, like, she actually has cuts, which I have to go in and add later on after I did the line art. And that is a braid, you can see. So that's me changing it so you can tell that the chain is not the braid. And then I wasn't looking at my reference, so I don't know if that's actually how long her hair is supposed to be. All I know is that it's supposed to be short. And no, I wasn't looking at a reference because was I in class? I don't remember. I just know that it would have been way out of my way to look at the reference, so I didn't. Which I probably should have, because it would have made the drawing look 100 times better. But it's okay, because I really like how the Sally drawing turned out. So, yeah, all good and dandy. So this ombre was actually kind of hard to do, honestly. Just because of how much her hair is shorter, so like the ombre effect I can do much more effectively in the sense that like I don't have to worry about as much space in between each color. Since I don't like to do the blending thing anymore, I just decided that ain't my thing. But because of that, her curl and her her really dark hair, they line up too good. And maybe that's a good thing, like that it makes sense, but like, I don't know, you can't really see the curl anymore because of how dark it is. And it probably wouldn't be that way if I used a black instead of like a gray black for the line art. Also, I forgot to color in the strap. Here are the cuts. She does have cuts in this design, the most current one. Also, fun fact, this design was actually supposed to just be a fun, like summertime doodle, like she was in summer clothes or whatever. So yeah, and that's why her hair was short, and you could see her cuts because she didn't have the bandages on. But anyways, that is the most current Sacora, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys next week for another video. Might drop some hints. Oh, also posted episode 2 of Deep Woods if you guys were interested in that. So for the rest of this month, they're going to be videos like this one. And yeah, hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.